Hello and welcome to an episode. My name's Joe, we're JBW Construction. Me and Raven are just in the van. She's got a nice pink jumper on. It is Monday morning. I've been up bright and early, been out to Travis Perkins, got a load of drywall bonding, some batten, some fireline, fireproof plasterboards. Getting up to Atlas's and we're going to start dot and dab, boarding. But yeah, up nice and early, straight at them. Looking forward to today. Today's going to be a good day. Today's also a funeral for a local man in the area who's an absolute top bloke. So thinking of you today, Rick, and I hope you get the good send off you deserve. But yes, all set up, all systems go, tools in the van. Let's get to the job, get set up, and I'll show you some dot and dab, which I'm very excited to be at this stage. Carl is also in today doing some first fix plumbing, getting all his runs in. So yeah, should be a productive start to the week that we need. But yeah, it is also, anyone who's new around here, the only thing I ever wanted to do from being a kid was amateur box, and I never did it. I had a few things going in my life and it never happened, and I always live to regret it. My only regret that I'm in control of. I've lost 30 kilogram in body weight and I am fighting on Saturday. By the time this video comes out, I'll have already fought, unless anything happens in the meantime, but fingers crossed it doesn't. Feeling nervous now, you know, but I'm going to keep busy with the work. So yeah, let's get straight to it. Right, okay, so we're in Arlo's room. Those who didn't see last week, I have just recorded this video for a couple of minutes and realised it wasn't recording, which is brilliant. But the ceiling's boarded from last week and we got a few boards on the wall. That can get dabbed. We're dot and dabbing this area, blending it into this corner, making sure that wall looks nice and straight. We have got a lath plaster ceiling that we need to timber this out somehow, board this, and then we'll blend and re-skim this ceiling. We're going to do that. A few patchings to do, chasings to sort out. This wall's pretty bad, so we're thinking of dabbing over, and then where the casing is shy, we're going to put an add-on on, which you'll never really see. Basically just make the casing a little bit bigger. Into the hallway, we've got this cupboard to do. We were never down for doing this cupboard, but Alice wants us to do a nice job of it, so that's what we're going to do. So we'll probably board it, rip all the bad bits out, and potentially probably re-plaster it, to be honest, get in there and actually skim it. So yeah, into the hallway, same as chasings, walls falling off. This wall's pretty bad, so we might dab over that maybe. I'll have to have a good look at it and make some decisions. All this can be boarded now. Got this here that needs making good. Bathroom ceiling, all the hybris is in. So now that's ready for TLX silver, and I've been out this morning and got batten. Because once you put your TLX silver on, you put battens on your timbers and it makes it easier when you plasterboard as well. That can be boarded. This wall can't be done yet until the soil stack's moved. But the ceiling's on, literally, apart from one. That needs going on. That wall needs dabbing, and then the window wall needs dabbing. Where the windows are that are not in, we're going to dab the wall but leave the reveals off. Be a bit easier. But yeah, we're going to get stuck in and I'll give you a few clips as we go. So I've just cut my first board here with electrical points. Take your time. Took my time with that. Nice and neat. But when you're starting to dot and dab a wall, when you're doing your little cuts, you don't have to do this, but what I do, you have to fill out the bottom of the board because you don't want fire to get behind, because it goes fire and noise as well, because noise travels through air and gaps and stuff. And you do the side as well, I think. We do that anyway, but basically the whole perimeter of your wall, you want to dab that out to make sure it's nice and full. But what I do is, I've just tried my first boarding, got a little piece of plasterboard, and you see I've just drawn on the wall with a plasterboard where it is. So now when I come to sticking my dabs on, I know exactly where the board is. Rather than marking the wall, hold your piece up, whiz round it with a cut of plasterboard, and you'll know exactly where you're at. So yeah, we'll get a mix on, we'll get some dabs on, I'll show you that, and then we'll get stuck into getting a few board on. Let's do it. I've cut that board, I went to cut this one, how bad that is. Whole thing. Monday morning, Charles. Happy Monday, everyone. There you go. That is what's known as knackered. We'll go into that point there. We'll just chisel them bits off. We'll have to leave that on. It's going to turn into a massive job otherwise. Yeah, we'll redo that bit there. So that's what my dabs look like. Side and bottom padded out. I'll continue that across there. I prefer to do more smaller dabs rather than big massive dabs and less of them. Put more screws in a board then. I'm going to get that on. Charlie's just sorting the level line up there and we're going to get a load of boards on. So yeah, get stuck in. And that's Carl downstairs you can hear. Right, okay, so dinner time. Flicker's not too bad. That wall is on. That side's on, the window, coming across to there, we've got those on. The reason why I've done it like this, so we can sit a piece on the top without it falling. We've done that. Dane's done a load of the boards on the other side. Carl and Steve, I think he's called, are downstairs smashing it, moving the soil and stuff. But it's dinner time, I've got a funeral to go to. We'll report back in a bit. Monday completed, and I'm very happy with today. So, that window wall, blended in nice, all the cuts in. First thing tomorrow, Charlie's going to patch this ceiling up, get the fireboards on there, and then see them on. That wall, all that is gone. Managed to get over the lot with a few cuts into the door. Dead pleased with that. Into some of the room now, it's boarding there, looks mad. So yeah, all that is boarded. Really taking shape now. All that there is boarded. All finished off. Ceiling's complete. And I've just stuck those 2 full boards on there, so that's something good to go off for tomorrow. But it's Monday's goal, that's good. Charlie's going to continue our lows, get the last boards on. Me and Dane are going to do the TLX and batten in this bathroom ceiling, so we'll have some fun with that tomorrow. But yeah, it's Monday's goal, that'll do. Funny old day again with funerals and stuff like that, but yeah, see everyone in the morning. Good morning, it is Tuesday. I'll show you what we're up to. Charlie boy, he's getting stuck in. It flickers a little bit, that light, you know, it's not as bad as it used to be. Charlie's getting some timbers in that ceiling and getting it insulated. We'll show you when it's done, yeah? I've told him he has 1 hour to do that. Easy, that'll do. Me and Dano are starting the vault. So you've seen the first part that we've done with the Hybris. Now for today is this TLX Silver. So basically, it's a continuous piece of foil roll insulation. We hate it, it's one of the worst jobs ever because you can't, if you go to screw something through it, your screw shreds it, so you can't put a screw through it. So we're gonna have to nail battens on and then screw to the battens with board. So that's what they're looking like. It's a thick, really thick foil roll. It's very, very good stuff, this. We have the one it's breathable as well, which is really important. But we have the felt one as well, which we're going to use downstairs. Wasn't really practical to use just in this little bit of the roof. But on that roof downstairs that we're going to build, when the scaffolding comes down, we'll put the felt one on the top. So all you do is pin it to the top, and then you've already stopped cold bridging on the outside, which is better. But we have no choice with this in here today. We've always tried cutting it with a knife, and it is literally, it's the worst, one of the worst jobs in it. But did a bit of researching, and they have said what they call these Finny Kretzer Finny shears, 50 quid. So we'll see how good they actually are. That's what they recommend for cutting it. If they cut it well, it shouldn't be too much of a bad job. We'll just pop it on with some staples. What we're going to do is, rather than covering the whole thing and you forget where your timbers are, it gets quite stressful. What I'm thinking we do, we'll pin it on, put batten straight on where we know where the timbers are as we're working, and when it comes to boarding it, it'll be a lot easier. So yeah, that's the plan. We're going to get stuck into it, and I'll keep you updated as the day goes. can't believe how well that cooks. Can't wait. I can't wait to show them. They are worth every penny. That cut would have took 10 minutes without them. Did you look at that? I know it's really dark, turn that on. It's got like 7 layers to it. Straight through.
What's it?
Straight through 10 seconds. Yeah, buzzing. We're gonna get this piece on now and get this battened out. So, like I said before, you put a screw in this, it ravels all the insulation up and it's a nightmare. So we've got our first piece on now. We're just nailing some battens on. We're going to continue that, forming this beautiful lid. And once that's done, we've got a nice fix for the plasterboards. It gives us a nice gap as well. So yeah, happy with that. We're going to get stuck into this now and I'll show you later on. Charlie boy, so talk to me, what's going on?
So, the plaster there on the ceiling was all cracked, falling down.
Yeah.
So what I've done is...
Raven, on your bed.
I've measured across square along the whole way.
Yeah.
So when I put my board up, it's nice, fits nice.
So...
But, there's no timbers there, so I've had to make like ceiling timbers there. But then... it's lat and plaster ceiling. So
yeah. Old-fashioned ceiling.
Yeah, so there's a timber like up there which I've screwed these into.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what do I do about fixing my board to it? Because obviously the lats and my timber to it tonight. So I cut these, put them on there as a packer.
Yeah.
And we're good to board it now.
Alright, well done.
Thank you.
So, trying to get Charlie better at talking. Everybody says they can't understand him. Basically what he's done is...
It's nerve-wracking when there's...
I know mate, hey, you don't have to tell me. Remember at the beginning where I used to say mad stuff?
Oh yeah.
The outtakes with press field. But basically what he's done is, the ceiling joist go that way.
I don't even know if I explain that well.
It's alright. The best way to explain it is in order of what you did.
Yeah.
You went a bit back to front, you know what I mean? So all I'd say is the ceiling joists went that way, and obviously we need a fix going that way. So what he's done is, he's got nice big chunky timbers coming off that, all fixed in, screwed in solid, and then the issue that he had was, it's an old latten plaster ceiling, so the thickness isn't something that you can get, and it's hard work. You're trying to marry up, and then Charlie held a plasterboard up on top of the lats with no plaster on, and then realised that the plasterboard was flush with the ceiling. So rather than, I said to him, put all the lat out, board it, and we'll have to bond it out. Whereas he said, no, the plasterboard is flush with the lats there. So he's cut some of the lats off, used them, packed out all his timbers. So now when he boards it, it'll be perfectly flush. So yeah. And what did you come in and ask me then?
About the pink boards, which are fire resistance boards.
Yes, I call them fireline, which I think they're called. But basically, anything that's structural and supportive, you have to use a fireline board. You don't have to fireline the ceilings upstairs because it's a self-supporting roof. Obviously, there's no one above it. If the house was burning down, there's no one in the roof. So what he's going to do is now he's going to put pink board on that. If you've got offcut, if you use a board, Charlie, and you've got offcuts big enough to put on the ceiling,
right,
you can use fireline boards where a normal, you can use any plasterboard you want where a normal plasterboard would go. So if you've got a fireline that's perfect, just put it in, it's fine. They're a little bit, they cost a bit more, but something like that. And it's funny because some boards give you other values. So at the basement, we double boarded with acoustic board for soundproof.
45 kg boards.
Yeah, but by doing that, it gives you the fire resistance as well. So we used a sound block board, 2 of them, which gave enough time on the fire. So we got both, 2 birds, 1 stone. So yeah, looking good in here now. Get that fire boarded, get that ceiling patched up. Got these bits to go on round here, and then, like I say, this room's gonna have to stop, unfortunately. If the window would have been in, we could have finished this room. Bit of a sickener, really. We need the scaffolders to turn up soon, otherwise we're gonna be a bit stuck. But still doing well. Job's ticking over nicely. The episode looks good because of massive changes. Get this room ticked off. We're gonna do as much as we can, so we're even gonna like scrim PVA parts that we need to PVA. Get the beads on, so when it comes to skimming, we can literally walk in, tap the reveals on, and we're away. So yeah, well done, Charles. We're not doing bad. The whole thing now has got the TLX silver on. I have battened out all this now. The reason why we haven't battened the sides is because the top will stick out and we need to maximise the space in this bathroom. So when we stick the moisture resistant plasterboards on, and we screw them onto the stud, we'll just fix them directly on top of that at the top. So that's why the sides are not battened, but the top is. You see what I've done with the steel? Like a little lap frame all the way around it. Just allow us to get boards on. Got that side on as well. And then I've just started the top. The shape of this is insane. Luckily I took pictures before we put the TLX on, so we're just trying to make it work. But that is all fully TLX silvered now. I'm just showing you because we're going to start putting some plasterboards on. So yeah, let's get into it. Not done bad. Top is boarded in this side up to the steel fireline board on there. That's all battened out. Top piece is in. This is horrendous, this. We don't know how we're going to do it, but we'll make it work. All looking smart. Want to see Charlie? All boarded out. Turn this off. Oh, turn that on. All boarded out. Looking good. The fireline board. And he's got all these pieces on around his door as well. So this room is ready for bonding, which I'll show you, which is basically any like holes or mess, you put bonding plaster in, which is the one. But yeah, got another half an hour and then we're going to pack up. But that's enough for the filming for today. We'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. It is. Oh, my lights are dead. There we go. I want one of them, it's not. Right then, so Charlie had a good clean up last night. Arlo's room is looking good. I know I keep saying it, but it's such a shame that that's not in. Otherwise, we'd have fully plastered this room out. This room now is ready for, minus the obvious reveals to the window, it's ready for some bonding and some scrimming. See like that there, so we get bonded out. But on all the joints, you use a scrim tape, which is like a mesh tape. This stuff. There's 2 rolls there. And it's sticky, and you stick it to all your joints, which makes them a bit stronger. A lot of people don't like putting it on too early because they say it falls off and stuff, but I've never really had a problem with it. If we scrimmed up this now and didn't skim it for a week, it'd still stay on. But yeah, this room's ready for the next level of prep, which we're probably not going to look at for the next day or 2. We'll leave this as is for now. Into here, you get on your bed. Into here now. All that's from the steel that way is boarded. That's why Raven is there. Dane's going to start looking at carefully getting his boards cut for tricky work. He's going to start that. Me and Charles are going to get a mix on and start this big wall, get this on. Bit of order, so we're getting that on first, get that finished. Then all the bits in the room we'll put in that corner. We'll have a look at that wall. And then we can only do so much of this one because the soil stack's not been moved. So we're gonna have to just go around that area for now. But yeah, let's get stuck in. Right, okay, so it is dinner time. We've done really well. Sorry about this. The flickering light thing is so annoying. Oh, that's dead. We're gonna have to just roll like this. Does it flicker with that? Oh no. That's weird. Sometimes it flickers, sometimes it doesn't. So into this room now, I'm going to explain some pretty cool stuff we've done after. We did get a time lapse this morning and realised that all the batteries were dead. We have put some scrim tape on, which is making it look really good. But all that wall is on, this room is transformed. We've just gone with the easiest stuff first, getting the big walls on. All nice, straight and level. We're going to get some lunch and then get this one on. And then yeah, flying. Dane's, it's not easy what he's been doing. But it's seriously taking shape now in here. A lot of tough cuts, really tough cuts, so it's a good challenge for him in there. But yeah, we're going to get some lunch now and then get this wall on, and at the end of the day I'll get a proper walk around video. There's little things that I do that I want to show you. But yeah, I'll see you after lunch. So, dead pleased. Oh, the flicker is back. So annoying. Turn that on. Doesn't help. I'll just go like that. The room is boarded. It looks better with the light on, but it flickers. The whole room in here is boarded now, so we're going to scrim this up, but I just want to show you this. So, next room we're going to look at now is the hall. Charlie, you put your hand on the bottom of that plaster.
Put my hand on it.
Just hold the bottom of that plaster there.
Oh!
This is what we're up against. Go on, it's going to have to come off that. Just so Alice and Carl can see how bad it is. Some of the worst walls we've seen. And there you go. That is what we're looking at. We're trying to not make loads of work. We really don't want it to turn into a massive job of ripping loads out. But the house is just full of cracks everywhere. We're just going to do what we can. Any really bad bits like this we're going to pull off. But I looked at that then, put my hand on it, it just moved. I thought, oh. So yeah, the hallway, this is what we're looking like. We're going to try and put some of this back together. It's not too bad. All this is just going to be maybe an overskim. I don't even know if it needs it, to be fair. And then sorting that bit out around there as well. Also requested that we board this and skim this in here, so tidy that up. Harlow's room looking really good. This just needs scrimming up. So yeah, we're gonna carry on. But I thought that was funny then. I just touched it and thought I need to film this. Anyway, let's get it sorted. So we're just about to pack up. Just spent a little bit of time in this room, Arlo's room, just putting the scrim on the walls. And then this just looks like chaos, but it's not. That's the fireboard. Then all the offcuts, we keep them in similar sizes, just so that when we're boarding now the rest of the house, because we're not coming back in here for a little bit, any little cuts that we've got to do, we know we've got boards we can use in here. That's looking good. On your bed. That wall is near enough hacked off now, so we can have a go at that tomorrow. Patch up some of this hallway. We'll have a look at this as well tomorrow. Into here. Dead happy with this. It looks really well. When you walk into this room now, this hallway and into here, it's near enough done in here. It's just a shame the windows weren't in, because we could have finished upstairs, so now we'll have to come back. When you're doing like a stage of the job, you just want to do it all at once. So like dot and dab upstairs, you'd want to do the lot and then you go into your next thing, whereas it's not the end of the world. We'll have to come up, dab all the reveals and carry on. There's a little bit of a miscommunication, it is what it is. That soil pipe is coming over here, but I'm not leaving boards off because I have to come back and redo it. So when that gets moved and brought over here, we'll just patch up the hole. We have to build a little stud around it, and that is going to have a boxing in there, but it is what it is. Everyone's just been very busy, but it does look good in here. We have got all the boards on this bathroom ceiling, which is looking good. Just started getting the ones on around the reveals of the V-Lux, but yeah, they look good. And then obviously that side's done. And then we start the fireboard on that. So we're just going to tick over with this tomorrow, and then probably empty out a lot of upstairs. We just need the scaffolders to turn up. It's the same every time, everyone's busy, but we really need them to turn up now because we can't carry on up here because the windows are not in and a few other bits. So tackle the hall, come back tomorrow and carry on. So yeah, that's it. Good morning, we're back. Raven's got a jumper back on, boys are here. I'm going to get these rooms finished off, tidied up, get everything drawn to the hallway, the boards in Arlo's, get the V-Lux finished off, bit more prepping, bit more clearing, and we'll have little updates as the day goes on. But I am totally now winding down, not supposed to be working tomorrow. No, it's not a group effort. Are you going to have a fight with me? Back me up and ring. So yeah, I'm slowing down a little bit, keep these two motivated and going. Easier said than done, but we'll get stuck into it. I'll keep you updated. So we're into this hall now. Charlie's just marked around this board. You can see what we're trying to do. Lift her out, Charlie. Obviously we've got this latten plaster to go up against. We've got stuff you'd normally dab here, and you've got this which is a stud. We've left the lat on, and then this. But you take that, Charles. I'll just chat some absolute rubbish for a minute. We're going to do something which we wouldn't normally do. This is something that we've never been up against this situation before, and probably never will be. But what we're going to do, we're going to dab the board, tight dabs where it needs to be, even dab it to this plasterboard, fit the board level. You've seen on my videos I use foam as well, and the reason for that is, I think it's 90 minutes working time on your drywall adhesive, and it takes a couple of hours for it to go off properly. But if you do little blobs of foam all around your edges, in 20 minutes the foam's gone off. So as you keep your eye on your board and don't put too much foam in it, can push it out. When the foam's gone off, your board doesn't move. So that's why we do it. And like old boys hate dot and dab, they say it's rubbish, because the way that they used to do it is you'd have like call it like hard wall now, or like we use bonding and stuff, where the wall's solid, so you'd have a full wall and you'd just run plaster material up it and like rendering the walls. That's how they used to do it. Whereas dot and dab, a lot of people don't like. That's why a weak spot like a plug socket, obviously people rag plugs in and out the wall. If it's like a plastic box that were like that, if you're constantly just pulling and pushing on it, eventually it'll give. So you'll see what I do is, around every socket that we do, we just put loads of foam on the inside. It's not just cheap foam that we use the foam that you can stick plasterboards on with. like your insulated boards and stuff. We use that for everything. So we put loads of that around the sockets, so it's solid and it's a lot better of a job. But yeah, we're going to dab this to this. You might say you dab into a stud, that's not right, but there's method to the madness. So once we get a bit higher and we're dabbing to this old lat, we'll let this go off. Charlie boy has done this drawing. As long as Charlie can understand it, we'll be alright. But basically what Charlie's done there is measured, because this isn't being touched, it's an accurate measure, this wall. We'll be able to measure off that. When this has gone off tomorrow, we know there's no cables and no pipes in this wall. When this has gone off, the drywall adhesive in the studded areas will act as a packer. So when we put screws in tomorrow or whenever, we'll screw through the board, not sinking them dead hard, the screws, but just sink them into the face, screw it all up as well, and the drywall adhesive will act as a packer and we'll get a fix all over that as well. So if you don't understand that, we'll dab all the boards on and then we'll explain when we actually screw it up. But basically, tomorrow it'll all have gone off and it'll be solid, and then we'll just put some extra screws in because we know where the studs are going to be because Charlie's already measured it. So yeah, I'll stop yapping and we'll get some boards glued on. Right, okay, so we've cleared upstairs. We've just had Alice and Carly. We've planned out something downstairs, which I'll show you in a minute, which we're going to start. The hallway. It looks so different. So, just before dinner, we've got all that on. Fireboard at the top. Remember that awful wall? Obviously you've seen it on a time lapse. All this is now done. The only thing we've not boarded is this cupboard. It's a job that I'm going to let one of the lads do when they get a minute. Stuff stored in here, good to go. Nice clean windowsills, everything cleaned out. The torch can come down with us. Into the extension now. So this bathroom Alice is laid out. She's picked all the stuff. Obviously the ceiling's boarded, just needs prepping and scrimming. But it's a really, really good job out of the way that. I'm not gonna lie, we do not enjoy them. And then this room, which you've seen a lot of, fortunately, I've not got my light, but this room's empty and clear now. Yeah, dead pleased as the week's gone on. What's today? Today's only Thursday, but we've killed it. We've got skin beads to put on, do some bonding, and obviously dab the reveals when the windows go in. But for now, we've I'll show you downstairs. We're going to do work in the garage. Like I say, I'm not supposed to be working tomorrow for the fight on Saturday. I'm supposed to be taking it easy today, but we're just going to have a little look at this for a minute. Basically, the downstairs toilet utility's changed a little bit. But we can do some work to it, so I'll just show you now. So into here now, obviously it's absolute chaos. Carl has moved the soil fittings round and up nice in that corner, done a good job of it. We're going to get the bits of rubbish out. Me and Danius are just going to stone this up now, just so we're not working with that. We are going to put a membrane and then have to build the floor back up in timber at some point, but that's not what we're looking at. Bit of a mess in here, but what we're going to do, we have to take the garage door off. They are having a new garage door, but the rails come off, so you can't even open it at the minute. I'm going to have a nosy at that, try and get that off, and we're going to leave the front just boarded up. And we know where the garage wall's going now, so that can go up. Once that's done, we can start forming maybe the floor, maybe the walls. But yeah, have a little bit of a tidy up in here, and then yeah, that's that. Good morning. It is Friday. Quite a nice, pretty day over there. Oh, look at this staff. Ah, do you want a treat? Is it? Gentle. Charlie, treat. So Charles, go on.
So, I don't know if Joe's said anything about it, no. But next April, I'm running a marathon, Paris Marathon, and I'm running it for a charity, Dementia UK. So, any donations would be appreciated if it's close to your heart, but obviously if not, that's fine. But I just wanted to put it out there.
Just any small donation. I'll put a link in the description, even £1, £2, £3, whatever. Anything is appreciated.
But yeah, I'm aiming for sub 4.
What, how much money are you trying to raise?
1,500. I've raised 350 so far.
Right.
Yeah, I've got till April.
When you put your name in, if you put JBW after it, we'll add it all up and I'll match whatever anyone puts.
Oh, thank you.
This is very bold.
So nobody, I'm going to delete this clip. But yeah, well done, Charles. Me and Dave might even come next year.
You could be.
Yeah, do a Tom, 16 grand. I'm like, do it. You see how much he's raised?
Sell you that.
Have you seen how much Tom's raised? You put a thing on the other day, air ambulance, obviously everything that happened.
Yeah.
Like 16k it's on.
And he's matching.
No, he's not matching it. It's just 16k. Should match it really.
You've called him out though.
I know, yeah. What's up with you? We're going to get set up now. I'm just building a stud wall. Charlie's... So the other job, our old job, everything's alright now. And we've actually started work there again, which is good, really good. Charlie's been there putting a gully on. We'll actually call and see him in a bit. He just needs to go. Yeah. Just message me when you're done and I'll come over. I'm going to put a stud up with Dane and then I'm finished for the day because tomorrow is fight night. I'm not supposed to be working, but I'm just going to put a stud up with Dane. Get this garage door taken off and stuff like that. So, yeah. What do you reckon, Raven? Are you happy with that? Forgot your hoodie today. Right then, we're going to get stuck into it. I'll show you when we've done it. So, there's the garage wall. I'm going to leave Dane to it. So basically the plan now, which you'll see in next week's, garage door's going to get taken off. OSB this side of the stud, and then OSB the garage door opening, because that door can't open and shut now. We need to get in and out of this room, just because it's got bits work going on in there. So Dane's going to tackle that. He's going to do some of the tubing in outside. But apart from that, I'll just show you it all next week. So yeah, I'll leave you to it and we'll go and see Charles. Right then, back on the other job. Obviously he's not here working. So basically, we were always down for an ACO drain around the perimeter of this, but the ACO's going in when the drive gets done, and that's not getting done till probably, God knows, next year sometime. So the customers were worried about the downpipe because it's taking the main roof. There's quite a bit of water going through it, so Charles has put a gully in. He's just going to disconnect this, get a T on there and get it connected into the gully. So yeah, he's done a good job of it. He's going to reinstate it all. Don't know where he is, the lad. So I'm back home, about 11 o'clock in the morning. Everything just feels so surreal now. It just feels so strange. Obviously for context, those who don't watch every week, I lost my mum when I was 14 years old. And when I was 12 years old, my older cousin took me to a boxing gym where I trained. I loved it. I was always a very overweight kid. I've always been pretty overweight all my life. My cousin Steve took me to the gym, took me home 3 times a week. Looking back, Steve was only 17, 18 when he was doing that. And I fell in love with boxing. Always wanted to do it. And then my mum died obviously when I was 14, lived with my sisters then. And I never really did it. I never found the strength to do it young. Kind of fell in and out of it. Never went through with it. But when my mum was poorly and here and stuff, I used to talk to her about it, and I'd always say to her I really want to box and I want to do it, and said that to her, and then she died. So as life went on a bit more, obviously because I've lost my mum young, that came back for me in a bad way. When I was in my 2021, it was a really low time in my life. Didn't have much going for me at all. I was just like a labourer at work and had no direction, nothing going for me. And I was in a real negative place, and always comfort ate my whole life, so I was always overweight and stuff. Turned things around a couple of times, got really fit to box, and then just never had the minerals to do it, and then I'd fall back off. And you can't hold on to the past. I'm just telling you the story, but you just can't hold on to the past. And throughout the last few years, every time I've gone out drinking, I've then felt guilty and been wish I would have done that. And I had real low points in my life where it's really sad, to be fair. And my only regret that I ever had, which I had control of, was boxing. I just wish I would have done it just once. Boxing's helped me so much in my life and kept me on the straight and narrow that I feel like I owe it to boxing to do it. And this time last year I was talking to Charlotte. Bear in mind, Charlotte's listened to me forever. It's like the Tyson Fury story, obviously on the smallest scale possible. But I was nearly 18 stone last year and just come back off holiday, felt terrible, dead overweight, so stressed out with work. You know what it's like with the big projects, the first few went so wrong, and I ended up working every hour under the sun just to survive, massively overweight, a bad headspace, in a bad place. And I said to Charlotte last year, I said, I'm going to give it one last go. And she's been great. She was just yeah, right, you do whatever you do. And then I got a I got help this time, so like a coach, someone who was doing my diet for me and everything, and I stuck to it. And I lost like 14, 15 kilogram. I felt a massive difference from that. And then as I got a bit fitter and stuff, I thought, right, I'll go back to boxing. And I did. And that was like 6 months ago. Started training and stuff like that. And reached out to my cousin Steve and just said, can you be my coach now and let's box? And then at first, it's all right saying, yeah, I'm going to train boxing. I'm going to do it, blah, blah, blah. And then like 4 or 5 weeks ago, we've got a home show, which is tomorrow, which is like our boxing club show where all the lads are fighting. My coach turned around to me and said, I need to know if you're going to fight on this show. I tell you what, I have never in my life experienced nerves like it. He said that to me and I just felt sick to my stomach because that's when it got real. Felt sick to my stomach. I said, that was on the Wednesday. I said, I'll let you know Friday. Spoke to people and I was like, I've just got to do it. Explained to people the story behind it and all that. And went in on the Friday, said yeah. And then for a week, I just felt so anxious and nervous. And then as time's gone on, I felt a bit more, calmer and trusting my training. I've done everything I possibly can in training. I've lost 30 kilo. So I was nearly 18 stone. I'm now going to fight at like just over 13 stone, which I've turned my life around and I am in a better headspace. I had some really bad stuff happen at work over the last few months, which have just been sorted just in time. It's been an absolute journey, but I'm here. It's been a strange day today because it's just come round really fast now. It was 2 weeks and then now it's tomorrow. If you're watching this video now, I'll have already have fought. And if you're eager to know anything, I'll probably have put it on my Instagram. But yeah, it's the day before the fight now. It's dinner time. I'm at home. I'm told to not work and that, just rest up and whatever. I feel a real presence from my mum and granddad today. They were like my closest people growing up and stuff. It's cloudy with the sun really breaking through. I've never felt a presence like this before from my mum. It's really, really comforting. As you all know, I'm a really nice, relaxed person. But it's boxing. It ain't a tickling contest. So it's going to be the first time in my life. I've had a few scrapes and scraps, but it's an absolute new experience for me tomorrow. And right now, I feel scared, but excited. That's the best way to describe it. I'm so excited to get this one thing in my life done where I can live with no regrets, anything that I'm in control of anyway. I'm excited to get it done. I'm scared because my family and friends are coming and they're watching me fight. Amateur boxing, no head guard, proper fight. Even reflecting before the fight, it's not actually about the fight, it's about the last year and how things have really turned around and changed, and I'm so proud of myself for doing what I've done. The future's so bright after the fight now. Like, the house is on its way, Charlotte's going to move in, we're going to start our little journey together, and I'm so excited, and got really nice things planned with the YouTube. We're going to have our little studio downstairs for doing podcasts and stuff we're really excited for. Next year's going to be good. I've learnt lessons this year from work which have changed my life. Yes, they've been absolutely horrendously stressful, but I've taken a lot away from it, and I've always been one for reaching for the stars with work and stuff, but now I know the consequences of you want to be a big boss, then you've got to be ready for the stuff that can go wrong as well. So the future's bright, but yeah, right now I'm just trying to hold my nerve. One good thing I've noticed about social media is normally a nightmare, but one of the lads at the gym said, go on TikTok and search my first amateur fight, and I did, and there's a few like really good boxers on there, current amateur boxers as well, giving tips and stuff, and they're just saying, you know, stay off your phone the day before, trust everything you've done, just try not overthink and get too nervous, and listen to your coaches, stay hydrated and all that. And I've found a lot of comfort in them videos. They're good. And then we'll just let loose tomorrow in the ring and just go for it. Regardless of the result, if I'm being dead honest, obviously I'm fighting to win, but I'm not arsed. Just getting it done. Just getting in there for me is something that I never thought I would do. So I'm just hoping that everything goes to plan. Obviously, you've both got to weigh in. Hope nothing goes wrong with that, because I hope my opponent turns up. You know, there's a lot. I just want to make sure that the fight happens tomorrow, because if it doesn't, I'm not going to fight this year because I've got too much on, and then it'll then go into next year. But the path's already laid out. I'm just ready to walk it now. Very grateful for my pets. I think boxing's such a good road for anyone, especially anyone who's been through a bit of something and they want to do something themselves, because yeah, I've got people around me and I'm very lucky, but this is a very lonely thing to do. It ain't a team sport. Yeah, you've got your coaches and stuff, but I've realised this is a lonely sport, and no one's going to help me. I won't have it any other way. But yeah, I'm ready. So yeah, regarding Alice and Carl's, we're doing well there. Next week, so we're going to try and film the fight if we can. Charlie's going to try and film it, so hopefully we'll get it in next week's episode. Regarding next week, I'm not too sure what we're doing. We're waiting on a few things on the job, but I'm having a few days off, just because I've been doing a lot, and after this weekend and that, and then we're hitting it hard for the rest of the year then to try and get Alice's finished for Christmas. There's a lot to do, there's a lot rolling on it, but we're going to give it our all. Yeah, guys, if you're watching now, please don't forget, we hit 15,000 subs. I'm going to do something for that, but after all this, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Trust me when I say this, and we're going to look back at this recording. This is only the beginning of what we're doing here on this channel. We're going to do a lot of good stuff, good positive stuff. So yeah, I'm going to get downstairs, I'm going to edit this video, get it on and ready to become on Sunday morning. And then, oh yeah, I've not told you about this, I bought myself a Lego Bronco. So I'm going to put something nice, after I've edited, put something nice on telly in the background, build some Lego. Cost 55 quid, but yeah, I'll get that built. So yeah, guys, I appreciate you so much. Let's do this. I'll see you next week.